EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Here's a punter, Thomas Morstead, to get this one started. And off we go on EA Sports. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. And right away, he lost the football. And it's scooped up by the Jets. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line.
As you and I both know, one reason teams script plays to start a game is so they can practice them ahead of time. I will guarantee you that fumble was not in the script.
You don't think they had fumble written next to play 1 there?
No, that was never in the script because they want to have good memories when they go into a ball game, not something that could have gone wrong.
And the Falcons going to use another timeout. And that's their second charge timeout here in this first quarter. They're down to 1 remaining. On 1st and 10, it's Hall. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. And hang on here. We've got an injured player, and that's the running back, Breece Hall. Hopefully, obviously, nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Rodgers now to throw. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Troy Anderson applying the pressure and picking up the sack.
2 plays so far, a run and a pass attempt, and both have gone backwards.
Probably not how they drew that up.
Not at all.
Looking for a better play coming up on 3rd. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Now Rodgers. And that's going to be incomplete. But, man, his first throw, that nearly went the other way. Instead, it's fourth down.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing fourth down.
And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They fumbled the last time they had the football. Fortunate that it only led to a field goal. 3-0 the score as they start 1st and 10. Back to throw, Willis. Got a man, it's Tyquan Thornton. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one goes for 24 yards. That's his first catch of the game, and an impressive one against multiple defenders.
And how about that start? Really aggressive. Yeah, there was double coverage out there, but that didn't stop them at all. They went right at it and defeated it on that play.
And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead. And my goodness, they're now out of timeouts here in this first quarter. Throw left side. There's Schwartz with it. And he's got this down a yard or two shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and it's 2nd down. The Falcons at 2-1 now to start the campaign, and they were looking good until last week's loss took them from the ranks of the unbeaten.
Yeah, I don't think anyone was expecting this team to push the 72 Dolphins, but still, you got to take a lot of positives from this first month. If they can bounce back and move to 3-1, they'll be pretty well set up for the remainder of the season to follow.
Moore, the man in motion. To the right side, and he's got Moore complete. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. A gain there of 21 yards. With that grab, he now sits at 200 for his career, and maybe more importantly, a first down. A run for the first time with Bijan Robinson. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. And more troubles for him as he's going to get stuffed behind the line again. A loss of 1, now a loss of 2, and they're staring at a 3rd and 13.
To me, that's a superior play by the backer because he was allowed to, I think, run free on it and make that play. His defensive linemen, they covered things down for him because offensive guys, the linemen, what they're trying to do, as you know, is block the guy at the point of attack and then climb to the next level and get the linebacker. When you're not allowed to climb, you got a free hitter, and that's what we saw there, and a really nice play resulted for them.
2 running plays go backwards, so what's the call on 3rd and 13 now? Willis will look to throw it. And they're going to get him down shy of the 1st at about the 13-yard line. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that's going to make it 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. And no signs of the field goal unit. They're going for it on 4th down. Now here's a timeout defensively. Defensive timeout called by the Jets. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Now the offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. And boy, this is going to be close. That mark looks a little short, and he didn't get there. He tried to do it himself, but couldn't find his way to the marker. And the Jets are going to get the football back. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. They begin the drive on the ground with Allen. And he'll go down after losing yardage at the 10. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. They keep it on the ground. Allen again. And he'll take this one only up to about his 13-yard line. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. Here's Allen. And he will have a first down at about the 21-yard line. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
Just about every coach we talk to says the crowd shouldn't affect us. That shouldn't be an issue. And then the next breath they talk about taking the crowd and taking them out of the game by picking up first downs and keeping them at bay. I think we just saw an example of that there, didn't we?
Important to do, especially early in the game like they have. Now they'll throw with Rodgers. Gonna look deep for Wilson. And it's knocked away and incomplete. A good coverage on that play by A.J. Terrell. You talk about this Falcon defense. They sit at number 20 in the NFL right now against the run.
This is an area of the game that they definitely have to improve because right now, against the pass, top 10 in the league. But against the run, that's where the struggles have come in. You've got to find a way to make sure they stop runners before they get started.
Now a 2nd and 10. Here's Rodgers to throw. Oh, he's going up top for Wilson. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest. With a guy with that type of speed, you do so. Send him deep. Try and throw some air under it and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they were unsuccessful.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Throwing is Rodgers. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Rocky started throwing the football. He's missed now on his first 4 attempts.
I'm eager to see what his demeanor is going to be from this point forward, because the best ones, they missed the first 15 attempts, and they think they're going to hit the next 15. Let's see if he has that type of an attitude.
A 41-yard punt there with no return, and it will be Falcon football. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. They've got some stuff to build on from that last drive because they moved the football, CD, and then they tried to go for it on 4th down, didn't convert, probably left a bitter taste in their mouths.
I would say so, and I think that they go out in this series determined for that not to happen again. In fact, they don't even want to get to a 4th down opportunity. They just want to make sure they get it done within the parameters that they've set for themselves. Run their offense, get it into the end zone. Yeah, I think a little bit of determination and a dash of anger.
Second and 10.
Okay, let's make some good calls, offense.
Now Willis to throw. To the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feet down complete. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. You talk about this Jets defense. They've had their trouble stopping the run, Charles. Currently 29th in the NFL in that department.
And this group talks all the time about wanting to be better, getting stronger against the run. And to me, it all starts up front. You've got to win the line of scrimmage in order to play against the run very well.
Third and 8. Completes this one to Thornton. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. It'll be a loss of 6 yards on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
No surprise they decided to throw on 3rd down. A little bit of a surprise that they completed the pass and lost yardage on the play.
Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. 47 yards on the punt that time, just 1 yard on the return.
And the Jets will take over.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive. And he'll get about 6 up to the 27-yard line.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Ball on the 27. Here's a 2nd and 4. They stay on the ground with Allen. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Well, partner, if the defense isn't going to adjust and they keep giving them those 5, 6, 7-yard runs over and over, they're likely to run it the whole way to the end zone. They'll be more than happy to take the yardage available and save some of their other plays in the playbook for another time.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll run with Allen. And he'll work this one up to about the 38. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Now, Brandon, that's the way you want to run the football. There should almost be quote bubbles above the offense right now. Bam, boom, biff. That's how they feel good about moving the football.
Here now, 2nd and 4. Now Allen. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up.
Defensively, he has been a presence in their backfield in the first half. Had a sack earlier, and now he comes up with a big tackle for a loss.
And for the Falcons, 5 men in the secondary, now on 3rd. Now it's Rodgers. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have a Jets first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. So finally completes his first pass. Credit the defense, though. They've been showing him some different looks, keeping him off balance.
Yeah, I like the observation that you had there, because when you give him different looks and you give any quarterback different looks, it takes just a little bit longer to process sometimes, and you don't throw the ball with the same confidence. You're not sure that that's where you should go with the football, and that's worked for the defense early in this game, and now he's got his first completion. Let's see if his confidence comes back and he starts to get into a nice little groove.
Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
Well, anytime he reads man coverage, I don't think it's going to be the only time he'll try and hit that route to the outside in this game. He'll test the perimeter, but that time, they were up to the challenge.
Here's 2nd and 10. Now a carry for Allen. And this one not going anywhere. They get him at the 44 for a gain of just a yard. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Now play number 8 on this drive, and they need 9 yards to pick up the first on 3rd. To throw, it's Rodgers.
That was a short one to Gesicki.
And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll bring up 4th down. Here's Thomas Morstead on now to punt it away on 4th down. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And last drive, 3 and out. Still a goose egg on the scoreboard. How do they break that goose egg?
They've got to find a way to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, get them some space, and try and make a first down and get some momentum going. It's been a struggle for them throughout the game, and that 3 and out on the last possession, that told you just how stalled they are on offense.
So who will step up here? We'll see. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Now Willis. Open man is Kyle Pitts, his tight end. Big strides, look at him go. Inside the 10. Touchdown, Falcons.
Kyle Pitts, his 2nd touchdown on the season.
And the Falcons are able to answer the early 3 points and take a first-quarter lead.
When they drew that up, I don't think they envisioned it ending in a house call, but he got it and took it all the way home.
Really impressive run after the catch, wasn't it? That was really special by him. But let's face it, in today's NFL, those tight ends are often former wide receivers or maybe even sometimes bigger running backs. They just put them in a position to get a great matchup and make plays like that.
Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss.
And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive.
Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone.
Throwing now is Rodgers. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack.
Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play.
Six-3 is our score after one. It's the NFL on EA Sports. The Jets with the football here to start the second quarter, as they've got it facing a 2nd and long situation. Rodgers going to throw. Now a short one to Gesicki, and he'll be out of bounds at the 25-yard line. It'll be a gain of 5, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
The offense on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 11. Now Rodgers. Well, this is caught by Williams. And a good job defensively. They stop him short of the first at the 32. They stopped him shy of the marker, thought they were bringing up 4th down, and then that penalty.
Let's face it, they thought they had bent, but could absorb that, right? Instead, they broke as a result of their own penalty.
A bad time for a roughing penalty, and they get the gift of a 1st and 10. They'll try the left side. It's Allen, and he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
This defense has really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense got to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
So the 1st down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. This out quickly to Williams. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A gain there of 21 yards. That's how you draw up the run-pass option right there. You get a chunk play out of it.
And you know quarterbacks love to throw the RPOs because oftentimes they're in-breaking routes, but receivers love it even more. The ball gets to them quickly, allows them to put some moves on in the secondary.
Here's Rodgers. Finding Williams once more, complete. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Nothing fancy on 1st down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule. 2nd and a couple. He's got room to roam, and he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. 18 yards that time to push him up, 1st and goal. Great mix of play calling so far. 3 runs, 3 passes. All 3 passes have been completions, 1st and goal.
I think on defense now, you have to almost take a chance. Rely on your scouting, pick a play you think they would run here, and just load up for it and see what happens.
To throw is Rodgers. That's caught. This is Abanikanda. And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. It'll go as a loss on the play. Not what you need down here. It's going to be 2nd and goal. Now a handoff up the middle. It's Allen, and he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. Braylon Allen, his first touchdown on the year. And the Jets are once again back in front.
You get in a second and long situation down here in the red zone, I'd say most defensive coaches would think pass, let's bring some pressure. So this is kind of a tendency breaker here to hit him with something on the ground, and he'll take it all the way into the end zone.
Point after, right down the middle. And that will make this a 4-point game. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
Willis out of the gun.
It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here.
When an offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
Give him 3 on the keeper there, and it is 2nd down.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you've got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean, or else they'll just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
From the 43, here's 2nd down and 7. From the gun, here's Willis. Toward the sideline, he will have the first down. Good catch. He was able to keep the feet in bounds. That one goes for 8 yards.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, doing a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And a great job by our crew on the camera shot. Love when you see the grass or on the field turf, those rubber pellets flying up. Great catch. So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. They go quickly here out to Moore. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
Second and 9.
In motion goes the tight end.
To throw, here's Willis.
And this is incomplete.
Pretty nice coverage there, but a missed opportunity for an interception. Let's face it, a lot of these defenders, they've got it all. Speed, athleticism, hands, a little bit questionable.
Now play number 7 of this drive, but it's a tough 3rd and 9. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts.
So as they talk it over, we step aside.
And they'll need the 39 here for a first. This is 3rd down. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4th.
Matt Araiza now on to punt this one away.
And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And this will be out of bounds. Now it's a question of where they'll mark it. And they'll say it crosses at the 11-yard line. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
Then confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. Successful toss play to the right there. It's interesting. Teams seem to run the toss a lot more to the right than to the left.
It's usually a little more natural. Right-handed quarterback, typically your power side running the ball is to the right side with your guard and your tackle. In college football, they used to call student body right because you had everyone on that side, including a fullback leading. In the pros, they don't call it that, but it's still the same result.
Right back to him on 1st down.
And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Operating from the gun, Rodgers. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
That could have been a huge play, but give the defender credit. Stayed calm, stayed collected, and kept himself in a position to make a play on the ball without a penalty.
The Jets on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. operating from the gun. Rodgers.
Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
And here's Morstead now as he sends this one away. Here's Moore on the return. It's a return of 5 following a punt of 42 yards. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. As we eke closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
It'll go as a gain of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
Second down at 6 now from the 42. Motion man is Schwartz. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground.
Speed is the name of the game when it comes to RPOs, and sometimes you can be a little too quick, thus inaccurate, incomplete.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Here's Willis. And that's knocked away and incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
On 4th down, Matt Ariza sent on to punt. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And did they keep it in? They did. They kept it in. It's down close to the goal line at the 1-yard line. Amazing. Perfectly placed. If that ball goes 1 extra yard, maybe not even an extra yard, the starting point is the 20.
So there is a reason that a lot of punters are also excellent golfers. They know distance control. You know what else they have? Same groove motion over and over. Once they have that down, it repeats under pressure.
The drive starts with a run by Allen. And now where are they going to mark him here? Well, they say he did get back to the 1-yard line, but that could have easily been 2 points the other way.
Really shouldn't be a surprise. It's going to be hard to move people in this situation. You know they're going to bring the pressure defensively. Because I remember playing in these spots, and my coaches always say, don't be afraid to try and create a safety, too. They're going to bring pressure.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. They'll keep it on the ground. Allen. And he'll find a little space. He gets us up near the 10. 56 yards rushing for him now to this point. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. 3rd and 2. Now a give right side. Allen. Now he's loose down the middle of the field and all the way up to the 45-yard line. A gain of right around 35 yards on a play that started back inside their 10.
I think I saw a lot of shoulders just drop there. And what I mean by that is they finally were able to relax a little bit because that was an important play call. They needed to pick up that first down at this stage of the game.
Yeah, couldn't afford another quick drive and out. They'll run on first down. It's Allen. No dice this go-around. He's hit behind the line and taken down. Now, the offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted. Up the middle they go. It's Allen. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42.
Hey, when you get good yardage like that on first down, it really does a whole lot of good for your entire offense. But I love the way he's finishing those runs. At the end of things, he's making sure he gets just a little bit extra.
On play action. Now Rodgers. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45.
He's a rookie, and you don't want to get hung up on the word potential. But when you see him make catches like that, you keep thinking to yourself, he's good now. He's got a chance to be great with plenty of work.
Third down and 10. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And to the 49-yard line, but no further. And obviously, he is well short of the first. So the completion good for just 3. And it'll be 4th down. Now the veteran Thomas Morstead on to punt it away. He'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. No returning this one. It sails out of bounds, and they'll spot it right at the 20. And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number 1. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. And the Jets set to receive this third quarter kickoff, and they have the lead as well as we are underway in the second half. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And they've got the lead, CD. What do you expect from them in this second half?
Well, I like what they were able to do on the ground in the first half because they had a lot of success running the ball, and I certainly think we'll see more of that. But I'd keep an eye on that defense, and I think their coaches up in the box will do the exact same thing. If they start to see one or two guys start to creep towards the line of scrimmage, that'll be license to take some shots downfield.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Rodgers now to throw. He completes that to Garrett Wilson. They'll give him 4 yards there. 3rd and 7 now.
And I think he just wanted to get the ball to one of his playmakers to see if they can make something happen, but he ends up throwing into a crowded area, and after the catch, he isn't able to do much with it.
Here comes 3rd down and 7. They'll send a receiver in motion to the right. Now with just 1 second showing on the play clock, we're going to get a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. Five men in the secondary now for the Falcons on 3rd down. On play action, Rodgers. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss. Here's Thomas Morstead now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And a fair catch called for and made just inside the 35-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the first half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out and try and get some points.
A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2. Robinson with another carry. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. Maybe I'm wrong, but it looked like even if he had opted to keep that, I don't think there was going to be much to gain.
Seemed like it was perfectly defense. And know what they say? Those guys on the other side, they get paid too.
They need 2. Here's 3rd down. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. 2 yards still to go. 3rd down now. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
It's been tough sledding on the ground, but after that first down pickup, they've got to gain a little bit more confidence and feel good about starting a new set of downs, trying to move the ball.
Get in the end zone, fellas. Stop us out. Let's get in that end zone. Okay. Let's make some good plays today. Come on. The stick's moving. Keep it moving.
Here's Willis. And that one too wide and incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Shotgun snap to Willis. Short throw caught by Pitts. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. 22 yards on the catch and run, a 1st down.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the 1st down.
So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10, down at the 31. Back to the ground with Robinson. And he struggles to get a yard here, maybe a yard, down to the 31.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
From the 31, here's a 2nd down and 9. They'll run again here with Robinson. He winds up getting only a couple there, down to the 29.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
A 3rd down now. Those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points. Now Willis. Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. Quentin Williams able to record his 5th sack of the season. 4th down, and the attention turns to Falcon kicker Younghoe Koo. From the left hash, this from 53 yards out. And this is going to wind up left. Well struck, but it's no good, and that will keep this a 4-point game. So an empty possession there. What do you think went wrong, Charles?
Well, it looked like maybe the plant leg might have given way just a little. And when that happens, guys have a tendency to pull through the ball to compensate. And in doing so, Sent this one off target.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. Now this game, it has obviously been all about the defense on both sides of the football. Which offense is going to break through here? We'll see if they can do it on this drive. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Well, as a wideout, when you take that handoff and you're coming around the edge, you're expecting to see nothing but empty space in front of you. But if not...
Well, things can go south in a hurry, and that's exactly what we saw on that play with a loss. Now a handoff up the middle. Allen, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
Well, they went back to him, but the results were similar, so I highly doubt that he'll get another opportunity here on 3rd and long.
So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. They'll keep it on the ground. Allen, and to the 46 he goes and no further, so he is well short of the 1st down marker. It's a pickup of 6, but it's not going to be enough. And the punt team's going to be summoned on 4th down. Here's Thomas Morstead now, as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. Oh, it's a wobbler here. It'll be called just a 22-yard punt. Certainly not what he wanted. And it will be Falcon football. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the 1st half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out and try and get some points.
Quinnen Williams picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Off the play fake, here's Willis. He's going to loft one deep left side here. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one, weren't able to do so.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Willis. Slant route, and he finds Thornton. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the 1st. 14 yards is the pickup there, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. The Falcons send out their punter, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. It'll be a net of 40 yards there following a 43-yard punt. 3-yard return, and the Jets will take over. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it could turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Now a 2nd and 6.
Up the middle they go. It's Allen, and the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down.
2 things to watch. First, his strength in being able to break out that initial contact. But at his size, once you slow his momentum, it's hard for him to get it started again and end up tackling him behind the line of scrimmage.
Tough spot here. 3rd down and 11.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Dangerous spot for them to cough it up. Lucky to have recovered, because had the defense gotten it, they were already within a shadow of the goalpost.
And then you're yelling at your own defense. Sudden change, sudden change. That's not what you want to hear on your sideline. That means you got to run out there and try and stop an offense who has the ball in a very advantageous position.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away.
Now a fair catch taken just across midfield, maybe by a yard or 2. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50, 1st and 10. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw.
Short throw caught by Pitts.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Straight ahead, it's Robinson.
And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line.
7 yards there and a 1st down.
But they've certainly been successful throwing it around in this game, and that's allowed them to move the ball on offense. But I've got to tell you, to watch them run the football and successfully, I'm not taking sides. But to see the ball in a running back's hands, oh, that's football for me.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
They go play action with Willis.
Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. Robinson up the middle.
And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown Atlanta. Bijan Robinson, his second rushing touchdown on the year. And the Falcons have taken the lead here in this third quarter.
Sometimes you get a first and goal and you're back near the 7, 8, 9-yard line, and you start thinking, maybe we'll run it here on first down to get half of what we need, so maybe we can have 2 or 3 shots at going for it from closer range. So this is a bonus right here. What a great run to work his way into the end zone.
Koo able to connect on the extra point, and that gives him a 3-point lead. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And really, Charles, not much of a surprise that they're losing. They just haven't been able to get much of anything going in the pass game. And as you well know, in today's NFL, if the passing game isn't working, usually not much else is working either.
You're exactly right about that, partner. And I know that right now the easy answer would be, hey, let's run the football. But that might not be everything you need. So despite the fact that they've struggled throwing it, they've got to find some type of a play. Multiple plays that puts the ball in the air and allows for them to have some success.
He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10. Here's Rodgers to throw. The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
A good action to this point in the third quarter. Just a 3-point game. 2nd and 10. Now Rodgers. He'll get this to his tight end, Gesicki. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 43. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that earns him a fresh set of downs. Throwing is Rodgers. That's complete to his rookie 2nd-round pick. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. 3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. From the 35, here's 2nd down and 2. Rodgers to throw once more. It's Williams on the catch. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 25-yard line. Give them 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Now a handoff up the middle. It's Allen, and he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. 87 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. They'll keep it on the ground. Allen, and they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. Another 6-yard carry, same as last play. First down.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Now Rodgers going to shift him around. On first down, Allen. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. It's a good gain of 11. Sets him up 1st and goal.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there. I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown. And that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. Allen trying to get to the goal line, but he's going to be stopped just short at the 1. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal.
Good work there, holding them out on 1st down. And this is going to be a battle down here on the goal line. Can they hold their ground for 2, maybe even 3 more plays?
Second and goal from the 1. Rodgers with a keeper. And he gets halfway there down to the 1-yard line. Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd down.
Yeah, partner, they went a little conservative, didn't they? And they ended up marking it short. And now I wonder, will they even do it again on 3rd down?
So it's 3rd and goal, and now the question, can this Falcon defense stand tall once more? And they'll let the fullback try and take him home. And he is in. Touchdown, New York. It's the fullback with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Jets answer back with a touchdown of their own to take a 4th quarter lead. Plenty of scoring here of late, and our lead changes hands now in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, they just gave up a touchdown the other end, so they knew that with time getting short, they had to put something together here. And they were able to do so and retake the lead right back.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that will make this a 4-point game. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And they will be looking to answer the touchdown their defense just surrendered. Still a good chunk of time remaining here in the fourth quarter and a chance to regain the lead in a tight one. Willis looking to throw it. Finding more on the out route for the completion. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. So they'll get 8 out of that completion. And that'll bring up a second down in just a couple. Hand off to Robinson out of the shotgun. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
The offense on third down tonight, it's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. They're looking at third in the nose of the football. Robinson will try to pick it up. That's a good acceleration there as he's across midfield to the 48-yard line. 41 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries. They held him in check in the first half, but that's his longest carry of the game right there.
So would this be the definition of fresh legs since he didn't get much done in the first half? Now he has a great opportunity. He's taking full advantage of it.
On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Ball spotted at the 45. Here's a 2nd and 7. Motion man is Schwartz. Again, it's Robinson. And able to push forward for right around 3 yards down to the 42.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this fourth quarter. This now a 3rd and 4. Now this time, Willis throwing it. Out left and complete to Thornton. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. That'll bring up 4th down after back-to-back-to-back 3-yard pickups. And a very determined run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 27. Good effort. The conversion is successful with a sizable gain of 13, and the decision to go for it looks like a smart one. A new lease on life after the 4th down conversion. Here's 1st and 10. This time Willis will throw it. Short throw caught by Pitts. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
Coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
2nd down and a little more than a yard here. Out of the gun, they give to Robinson. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
I think we all suspected that they were going back to him after he found the end zone on his last carry, and they kept the positive momentum going there. Another nice run by him.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Back to Robinson now on 1st down. And he'll get about 3 just outside the 10, stopped at the 11. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
They'll come up 2nd and 7. In motion goes McLeod. Now Willis. And that is caught. Touchdown, Falcons. Rondale Moore. An 11-yard touchdown. And the Falcons have moved out in front here in the 4th quarter. A nice connection there, finding his target, and that'll put 6 up on the board.
Just like they drew it up in their playbook and reiterated on the sidelines, right? Perfect route, a good throw, and the defense, they had no answer for that right there.
Extra point by Koo, up and good. And that gives him a 3-point lead. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. And a stoppage here. We're going to need to take a moment as a Jet was shaken up on that one. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. We certainly have a good one on our hands. They're trailing after that last touchdown, but now a chance for this offense to try to snag that lead right back here in the fourth quarter. Play action. Now it's Rodgers. And that, nearly picked off. But it would have been a great time for their first interception of the game. Instead, it's second down.
Oh, this defense knows. Fourth quarter, they need to make a play. That one was ripe for the taking. Could have changed the complexion of the ball game, but it winds up incomplete.
Second and 10. Rodgers going to throw. And just not enough on the throw there. Down around his feet and incomplete.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after their last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first two throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on third down to get their momentum going again.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is third and long. Now Rodgers. And he comes back with one complete. And he stopped up short of the first as they tackle him down at about the 36. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play. And that's going to make it fourth down. Falcons going to use their third and final timeout. So that will leave them with no timeouts left. Still plenty of time on the clock. We'll see how that affects things here in this fourth quarter. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on fourth down. Now Rodgers got to have this one. On a huge mistake late, it's intercepted. Picked off by Xavier Howard. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. So they obviously declined that, and it is a touchdown.
They still had the option, but let's face it.
There's no option.
There's no option when you score a touchdown. An easy call for them.
Koo able to connect on the extra point, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. And able to get this out to the 25. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. We'll see if they can band back together after the pick six. It hurt badly, but still within striking distance. A two-score game with a good chunk of time on the clock. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it, and it's second down.
When you're leading in the final quarter, your radar has to be up for any potential deep shots. And probably not the last one they're going to see in this game, not as long as they hold this lead.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. To throw, it's Rodgers. Throw right side, complete to Williams. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
What an intelligent play as he found open grass and uncovered quickly. A nice clutch play to move the chains. The defense, they've got to do a much better job of accounting for these shorter routes.
Time not on their side. They've got one timeout, the 2-minute warning to work with as well. But they need points. 1st and 10. That is caught. It's Williams. And he'll be taken down with a first down as they get about 14 out of that one, and we go to the 2-minute warning. Throwing now is Rodgers. That's pulled in by Wilson. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20.
Well, as my dad would say sometimes, I'm just scratching my head here trying to figure out what was going on there defensively. How did you lose him in the middle of the field? If you're going to lose a receiver, make sure it's someone on the short side of things, not deep downfield, that can hurt your defense.
They'll come up 1st and 10 here. Now Rodgers. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up 2nd down.
Limited time left on the clock after that incompletion, so I think both sides are going to savor every second to prepare before the next snap. Because once the ball's in motion, it may be a nonstop push to finish this drive off. Everyone better be on the same page right now, because I think they're going to try and get several plays off in quick succession if they can.
Another try from the 19, 2nd and 10. To throw is Rodgers. Firing quickly here, and that's complete.
Such a tough position to defend near the line, even when you add a second defender, but the big man shrugged off the extra body and made the play call a success.
The sound reverberating here in the dome. This is 3rd down. Up the middle they go. It's Allen, and he'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 1-yard pickup leads to 4th down. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
They'll go for it. It's Rodgers. And this is caught for a touchdown. So hang on now. Things just got a little bit more interesting here in the final minute. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a 1-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, you get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
Extra point right down the middle. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. So still a little over 40 seconds to go. Time enough to put a drive together if they can get this onside kick. And they've got it. They recovered it. But hang on now, though. There's a penalty flag down. A big mistake in that spot. You got to let it go, Tim.
They didn't give themselves a chance. They had an opportunity, touched it first. Now they're in a really bad spot.
The Falcons in victory formation as they take a knee.
Well, somebody lit a fire under that offense during the break, Charles. Remember, they trailed at intermission. They come out, they have the big second half, and that lifts them to the victory.
And Brandon, trailing at halftime, we always talk about teams making adjustments. You know what the best adjustments usually are? It's just executing better. Because the game plan you put in place at the beginning of the week often still holds. You don't have to make wholesale changes. You just have to do it a little bit better, a little cleaner. And they did that in the second half, and that led them to victory.
So for the Falcons, they're on a nice early roll as they move to 3-1 with a win here. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Meanwhile, for the Jets, they'll drop down to 1-3. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis.